So today we are going to talk about business rules. So business rules is mainly for doing simple validation without writing any code. Okay, just we can achieve this using designer. So what is business rules means? It allow you to apply and mainly for business logic at the data layer instead of app layer. So it can be created using a simple business rule designer where you can drag and drop files to represent various conditions and outcomes. So for example, if your credit limits is over a certain amount means then approver field becomes required field. Instead of optional means we can go for business rules. This is an on sample scenario. So I will tell how can be designed in business rule designer. Before that, so what are all the scope of business rules means? So we can achieve this using entity and forms. The entity executes at the server side and form executes at the client side. If a BRS applied for fields in entity level, it will apply in CRM services and web applications. So if it is the scope is it in forms means we can interact with the forms, then only BR will execute it. Okay, so it is introduced in CRM to reduce the JS or plugin code for simple logics. So I will show you how to design a business rule. Just in the entity itself, you are having that one component as business rule. So you have to click that and click new. In which scenarios we will use the business rules means if you add a recommendation to your field means we will go for business rules, and we want to display a error message for a field validation means we will go for business rules, and we have to set the field value based on some conditions. We have to set the value for a field means we will achieve this in business rule. And if you want to set a default value for a particular field means or based on some conditions means we will go for business rules. Or if you want to make a field visible or not visible based on condition, we will go for business rules. And if you want to set a field as required one, if it meets defined conditions means we can achieve this in business rule. And if you want to lock or unlock a field means based on some condition means we will achieve this in business rules. Okay, so I will show how to lock and unlock fields and how to set the field value. So other options you have to explore and do the documentation according to that. So first, the entity itself, you can see the business rule component. So click on this and click new. It will go to the business rule designer. Okay, so here is the scope, that is all forms or entity. So I already said that if we set the scope as entity level means it execute at the server side. So we can apply in CRM services and web applications. So if we set the scope as forms means we can interact only with the forms. Okay, this is the scope. So I'm going to set the condition. You can see the properties here. So whether I have to, for example, you can see the set of fields here. So I am going to set the field name as Selvi means I have to log the name field. So I have to click name. So equals value. Here you can see the list of operators, that is equal, does not equal, contains, does not contain, like that. So if the name equals Selvi, this is the condition I am going to apply. So you can see in if this is a if else conditions like that, like like that type only. So if name equals Selvi, then I have to lock the field. Otherwise, I have to unlock the field. So I have to add the condition. So go to components and drag the lock and unlock feature. So if the name equals Selvi means I have to lock the field. So which field I have to lock the name field. So I am going to apply this. So you can see here. Okay. So otherwise, if the name does not equal Selvi means I have to unlock the field. So I'm going to click apply. You can see the best business rule in test view. So if name equals Selvi, then I have to lock the name field. Otherwise, I have to unlock the name field. Okay. So first you have to click save and you have to validate the business rule. So once you can see the validation successful means you can see this message here. So I am going to activate, then only the business rules gets reflected in the UI. So I have to activate. So once you activated the business rule means you cannot edit the rule designer. So again you have to deactivate and do the updates, and again you have to click save, validate, and then you have to activate this. Okay. So I have activated this business rule. Please all customization. So the business rule can achieve in JavaScript code also, but for simple validation, the Microsoft introduced the concept, the business rule. So if it is simple validation means we can achieve this in business rule. So for form customization, we will achieve this using JavaScript. So if you want to extend the standard behavior of CRM means if you want to set the value from one record to another record means that time you will write the C# plugin code. So JavaScript and C# is the main in Dynamics 365 CRM. So I hope all will know the basic concept of JavaScript and C#, right? So what are the limitations of business rules means we cannot use the business rules for bulk edit or import. That time the BR will not execute. We cannot interact with the tab or sections, and you cannot call the JavaScript functions, and you cannot write a validation for multi-select option set, and it executes in the order in the way they are activated. If you have many number of business rules for an entity means it will execute which is activated first, that will be executed as first. Okay. And also we cannot debug the business rules. Okay, then we can have up to only 10 if else statements only. So these are the limitations of BR. Just to go through what is business rule, what are the items we can achieve in through business rule, and what are the limitations. These are all, mostly the uh, questions will ask in business rules. I am going to read this. You can see I have entered the name as Selvi, then the fields gets locked. So for this simple validation, we don't need to write the JavaScript code, and debug and how to deploy the code and reflect it in BC. Just we will achieve this in business rule designer itself. Okay. So I will show you another one. So set visibility, I will show if name equals, sorry. What are the fields we are seeing? And so we cannot apply for the section or tabs to to hide or show. So we will so there are few fields in student. So we will write the business rule for account. If the account name equals Nilvi, this is the condition, and I am going to drag and drop set visibility. So I have to hide the account number if the name equals account name equals Sylvie. Okay. So else hide the set the visibility as no. Okay. So I wrote the business rule for accounts. So I am going to accounts. I am going to create. So account number is not visible. Okay, first I will go to the form designer. So I will drag and drop the account number to the form, that main form account. What is that? So I have write the condition that account name equals Selvi means then show field account number. Otherwise hide the field account number. Okay. So you can see the account number field here. Field is there. So for some other record like Sindhu, the account number field got hide in the form. Got it? Any doubts? So you can verify what in the text view, what is the condition you are wrote, okay? So do the hands-on for other messages, that is recommendation. So do the hands-on for all the actions and kindly explore the actions for recommendation, so error message, set field value, set default value, and set business required. Uh, so also document the actions. Okay. Any doubts up to this? Kirti, Udra, Vashin, Mogi.
Selvi,
Sir.
hello.
Yes, Kirti.
Selvi, will there be any like default logged field? I mean, for the if we are using the calculated field, I mean the type, is it defaultly logged, Selvi?
Yes, defaultly it will get
It
logged.
logged, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Thank you, sir.
So all are done with calculator and roll up fields, right?
Yes. Yes. I have done it.
So document everything. So it will be helpful for your future purpose and for your evaluation purpose also.
Okay.
Okay. I hope you will have valuation session on tomorrow. So please prepare in and understand the concept of everything which I have covered. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Okay. So okay. Thank you all. Today I have covered only the business rules. So do the hands-on for all the actions.